Impact Award winner today, but also have our incredible JA University Chancellor David Meltzer with us today. I can already see him here, so we're gonna bring him up on stage right now. Thanks everyone for joining today's live session. We are hear more information about the 2-minute drill, but we're equally excited to really bring on our latest JA Impact Award winner. There he is. Welcome, David.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Actually, I'm not sure if you can see it, and I think it's upside down, but we made a special sign here, and it says 99 problems, but my pitch ain't one. And it's with a JA triangle for the alumni. So unfortunately,
I
it's like
love
the
it.
other way around for the live session, but I thought you would appreciate, decorating the banner, the backdrop here in my little studio in the house.
I love it. It's awesome. And we're getting ready to film season 2 and pick a whole bunch more Junior Achievement Impact Award winners. And we're so excited to have Luanne today on here. So thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. So for everybody who's watching, welcome. I'm Sarah. I'm the host, and I'm the Senior Manager of Alumni and Marketing Campaigns here at JA Worldwide, and also a JA alumna. I took part 11 years ago back in Germany. And David, may you also please introduce yourself? I'm sure a lot of people know you, but I always love to hear your JA story too.
Yeah, of course. I'm a JA alumni as well from 40 years ago. And also the Chief Chancellor of Junior Achievement University, speaker, author, entrepreneur, TV, movie producer. And my favorite show that I've ever done is 2-Minute Drill, which is on Bloomberg and Amazon. And each week we pick a Junior Achievement Worldwide.
I hope you guys can still hear me
Hopefully.
well. This is, the beauty of going live. Oh, there, you're back, David.
Hi. Oh, sorry. I was saying I was I don't know where it broke up, but producer of 2-Minute Drill and movies, TVs, but I wanted to encourage everyone to try out for 2-Minute Drill. We are filming season 2. We have season 3 coming up, and we'd love to have as many JA alumni and JA participants as possible.
That is incredible. And David, as every week, I have a question from the alumni community, but for everybody who just came on to our Instagram account and you don't know who JA is, we are JA Worldwide, and we're actually in more than 110 countries across the world. And every year, 12 million students go through our programs, and we reach kids in, primary school who are maybe 5 to 6 year old, all through university where they're maybe max 25 years old. So we're in a lot of different countries, and the core is we teach youth entrepreneurship and how to, be a better human at the end of the day. So, and David, we have a question as every week, and the question for today is, what is your best strategy to start a business, to start a startup? What is the perfect strategy to do so?
Well, I think the best strategy is, number one, to figure out a problem that you can solve or a need that you can fill. And I think the very first thing is, how big is that problem I can solve, or how big is the need that I can fill? And then how can I create a plan that articulates the value to exceed what I'd asked for in order to effectuate solving that problem or filling that need? And that's the very first step. The second step is more important, and that's ask for help. And that's where Junior Achievement comes on, the Junior Achievement alumni, the chancellors of Junior Achievement University, 2-Minute Drill. We're here to help you. And this is a huge community that we all should be helping one another, being sponsors and power sponsors of one another, sharing our experiences. And we don't all have to pay the dummy tax. Just let the older ones of us pay that dummy tax. You can go ahead and succeed, make more money, help more people, and have more fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And David, for everybody who doesn't know that they can actually apply for the second season, can you tell everyone where to do so, or where they can find all your incredible resources, your books, and all the incredible things you're doing?
Yeah, well, first of all, you're going to want to win $50,000 of cash and prizes. Plus, we give a donation to Junior Achievement Worldwide as well. So you definitely want to try out. It's dmeltzer.com/pitch. dmeltzer.com if you can't remember that part. And you can always email me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. This is the highlight of my week. I get to see you, Sarah. I get to say hi to all my junior achievement community, and it's been a blessing to work with you.
Thank you so much. Likewise, we're so incredibly grateful for everything you do for JA, and specifically give our alumni the platform to really shine and pitch their business. So thank you so much, David. And we're going to see you next week. And I'm very excited to welcome our latest JA Impact Award winner now.
Go get them. Congratulations, Luanne. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I got to exit out of here.
Bye-bye.
Come on.
Right.
Here we go.
All right, everyone. So this was David Meltzer. I'm very excited to bring on the latest JA Impact Award winner. So let's see if she's online. So the JA Impact Award is given out in every single episode to one person who did an incredible pitch with the biggest impact out there. I'm not sure if Luanne can hear me, but I really requested her to join. Let's hope she can jump on in a second. So for everybody who's watching, please let us know where you're from. Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? Welcome.
Good. A little cockeyed here, but I'm good.
Awesome. So for everybody who's watching, please put in the chat where you're watching from, because we're always very, very, very curious on where our viewers are coming from. And first of all, congratulations on the JA Impact Award. Welcome to the JA family. We're very excited to have you here. And welcome also to our weekly Instagram live show.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I'm really excited. Great.
So everybody's very curious on like who you are and more specifically what you do. So the stage is yours.
Well, thank you. I actually started my company based on the science. It's 75% of the body's total energy is devoted to regulating body temperature. So what my brother and I did was we developed cooling garments that help the body regulate body temperature, so you have extra energy for endurance, performance.
I'm not sure if Luanne is also waking up for you. It feels like today is the day of technical issues here on the live stream. Luanne, if you can hear this, you're all right. So sorry, Luanne, if everything works fine for you, but I'm just trying to bring you back on because we couldn't hear you, unfortunately. There we go. It's the second try. Thanks everyone for still being online. You know, the technical difficulties of a live session, that's sometimes how it goes. So let's, fingers crossed. There you are. Welcome back. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear you anymore. I hope you can hear me well.
It still feels. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Let me.
Well, I'm going to keep talking as if. I'm going to assume that the connection's bad on my side. So one of the things that Dan and I discovered after he designed this improved mouse, are we good? Okay, good. Is that people that have compromised health have compromised incomes. So that's when we started to look at youth sports. And why we picked youth is because 5 to 7 teenagers drop dead on athletic playing fields every year from heat stroke. And heat stroke is 100% preventable. So something like that is a real crime. Wouldn't want to be the coach that tells a parent your child just dropped dead, and that could have been prevented. So by pre-cooling the core body before athletic activity, you can improve performance and prevent those heat stresses. So our garments are these athletic styled, snug to the body cooling vests, as well as cooling accessories that target the wrists, the palms, and the blood that returns to the brain. So it's giving the athlete every advantage so they can move muscle.
Wow, that is such a cool concept and such a cool company, and I especially love that it's about sports, because we already, for the JA Impact Award winners, a lot of them were in the sports field, because I feel like entrepreneurship and sports are so interconnected because the mindset of the people is so similar, right? They want to like be the best, be the fastest, and like, you know, get to that investor and whatnot. So the mindset is very, very similar. So I'm very excited to hear about this. When did you actually start with your company?
Well, we actually started prototyping when Van became really sick in 2008, 2009, not intending to start a company. I had just returned back to Buffalo. Van had just returned to Buffalo disabled. And I was in advertising in Sarasota, Florida. And I also had just completed a feature film. I wrote and produced a feature film, and it was going through the festivals. I returned home not knowing what to do next. And here's Van with this problem. We're a passion-driven family full of artists. And the next thing you know, this vest became a company. But we were prototyping 2008, 2009. We didn't start manufacturing, though, and form the company until 2013, 14. Yeah. So, and then, like I said, we closed in late 2019. We closed in 2019, and then my manufacturing partner, who makes all our products here in Buffalo, made me an offer I couldn't refuse. You know, basically, it's like basically we had a product that we hung in there long enough to become more relevant than we ever were because of climate change and COVID creating more chronic illnesses. So here we are.
It's
the
true,
funny
you know,
thing is, though, the minute we became Oro Sports, COVID hit and stopped sports. So we had to be patient and kind of regroup a little bit and figure out a strategy going forward. But we're really excited about it.
I'm sure. Well, this is so great to hear that, you know, you've been it for so long, and then you were like, maybe not. And then you're like, okay, actually, let's go into do it, you know, in a bigger way. So I mentioned already with David. So for everybody who's watching, you guys can apply to be part of the second season of the 2-Minute Drill show. It's literally a TV show. It's on Bloomberg TV. It's on Amazon. It's like everywhere across the world. And the goal is to pitch your business in 2 minutes. And Luanne, she was on the show, and there she won the J Impact Award. So Luanne, we want to know from you, how did you end up in the show? How was your experience? And give us like all the behind the scenes tips so all the viewers can kind of take them, you know, and use them to apply for the second season.
Sure. I tripped across David on LinkedIn, and I was kind of slow to the game in LinkedIn. And one day I connected with him and saw his interview with Chip Wilson from Lululemon. And that was my first exposure to David. And I was blown away by the interview. So I just started following him. And this is a great story because I'm someone that I usually have my tentacles are out and I'm listening for things and coincidences and synchronicity and things like that. So one day I'm out the door and I was just about to turn off the computer because I had a meeting. This is before COVID. And I hear David Meltzer just went live, and he had somebody on that he was interviewing live. So I went and looked, and it was, I could see the box of Flutie Flakes in the background behind David. Well, Doug Flutie is from Buffalo. Not everybody has, that Buffalo connection. Yeah. So I instantly started listening. David said, we got one question left. I typed in my number, and the next thing you know, my phone rang, and I was interviewed live right there. Wow. And I didn't even know what the premise was. So you have to take these gambles. I thought, what am I going to ask when I don't know what they were talking about? So I threw out something somewhat ambiguous, and we ended up talking for 10 minutes. And then I started watching all David's interviews, and I was like, wow, I'm a fan. This guy walks his talk. So I applied for the 2-minute drill and was really, really excited when I was accepted.
Wow. Yeah. This is such a cool story. And then for everybody who watched already the other episodes, the TV show is kind of like a hybrid TV show because obviously of reasons, right? The global pandemic, you can't actually be in the studio. So basically it's supposed to be you from your home, like talking to David Meltzer and the other jury members on the show. But Luanne and I, we had a quick pre-call, and she mentioned that her like setup time was like there's something happened. So do you want to share like the actual day of the pitch?
Yeah, timing is everything. And again, I'm one of those people that listen without sounding all, ethereal and granola, but kind of listening to the universe. Like when I had a film that got into a festival in Austin, everything went wrong. The flights, the connections, everything. And and sure enough, when I got there, the projector broke when my film was screened, and it's like, I wasn't supposed to be there. And with the pitch with David, I was so excited and so prepared that I wasn't concerned. But I'm racing home because my connection's better at home than at work to do the live pitch. And my car, I got into an accident. And I was like, no. So I raced to a shop that was in the area. Can I set up my equipment? Can I do this live? But I was 45 minutes late. So I called, they were calling me incessantly. So I called the producer and he said, no, you're fine. We're actually doing pre-setups. You're good. I didn't want to because I was shaking and I was, I wasn't dressed the way I wanted to be dressed. And I did it anyway. And I have to say, I begged the producers, can you leave me off? Because you get one chance to put your best foot forward. And I can tell you, without having seen that video, that was not my best foot. So they were gracious. They don't make you do anything you want to do. Absolutely, you can do it another time. And then about 2 weeks later, I found out I was the recipient of this JA Worldwide Award. And I was like, oh, all's not lost. This is awesome.
No, I think this is such an inspiring story. I mean, we're very sorry that you had a car accident. I'm happy to see that you're okay, right? That it was hopefully just the car. Nobody got injured. So
nobody, no. Just my bravado.
Yeah, great. So just basically, and then, you just did it anyway on the spot. I think this is so inspiring for everyone to, no matter what happens, for a pitch, for wherever you go, let's just go with it. And most probably you felt like, oh, this wasn't the best pitch I've ever done. But, other people just like have a different opinion. And I mean, you won the J Impact Award, so the pitch can't be horrible, right? Like, I'm sure you were so like,
right. No, it's true. I propped my computer on a ladder that was in the shop, and woman was nice enough to let me have this room to myself. The lighting was horrible, but now I'm losing my charge. Thankfully, she had a Mac, so it was this frenzied thing. But something, as long as one thing good comes out of something, you have to look at it that way. And this was something great that came out of it.
It's so true. And so what we love to hear from you too is, so we heard when you started it, we heard all about the 2-minute drill, but where do you want to go in the future? It can be with this business, but what we all know, if you're like once an entrepreneur, you're kind of always an entrepreneur. So maybe there are even like bigger plans on your next venture, whatever. So we want to know your future dreams.
Yeah, I have always been an entrepreneur in spirit. I was a freelance writer. I received a $250,000 grant on my first screenplay, and I closed my agency and started, and I made the film and then took it to festivals and post-production. So I do have that bone in me. And I have to say, it's not for the faint of heart. If you are looking for a weekly paycheck, this isn't going to be your gig, but I'm more passion driven. So Van and I have always had a vision for the company, even 2008, 2009. A lot of what he did at DKNY was forecasting. So we knew in 2008, 2009, we want to start create clothing that were cooling adaptable, that were like making even gowns and cocktail dresses and formal wear and recreational wear, leisure wear out of sustainable fabrics. Not just sustainable, every fabric would be performing a job. And it kills us to look at people doing athleisure wear. Like I just read yesterday, Dick's is doing their own line of that's similar to Lululemon for men, a $249 jogging pant. But the pants look normal, but they're made out of these beautiful fabrics. And that's something Van and I had always planned to do. So I know our vision's right. So where I want to take the company, and that's kind of a backstory to where I want to take the company, because cooling now is even more, because of climate change, even going to be more needed. Personal cooling solutions are going to be the way of the world. We're working on developing our own cooling technology. So something that's like it's 2021, but we're still using ice packs and gel packs. It's insane. So right now we're working with the University of Buffalo trying to develop our own cooling technology that remains flexible even when frozen, so we can conform it into the garments versus being these blocks that we have to work around. So that's where we're looking right now. Yeah.
This is so cool. I would love to, like, we would love to follow your story, right? And like bring you back on when you have like any updates. So I said it to every single winner. It's so inspiring what you do, and your dreams are so big. So I think we should do like a revival, like 1 year after, and to see like, where is this going, right? Like maybe you have a totally different idea, but I think it's totally inspiring for us to see that you are at this point already, you know, you've been on the TV show, but there's like so much more you want to do. So thank you so much for sharing this.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Hopefully it won't be posthumous, you know, hopefully it'll be me telling the advancements. And
hopefully. So, and as the last thing on our life, we are always asking you as entrepreneurs to give 1 to 3 tips to the aspiring entrepreneurs who are watching us today on, you know, things you're like, oh, you should totally either not do it, or I wish I knew that this is not a good idea kind of tips.
That is so true, because the first things that come to mind are the things that I wish I knew or wish I did. Because I think sometimes we know, but we think we know better. So my first one would be to address that. Leave your ego at the door. I mean, as much as you think you know, you don't. And so I think listening to people is really, really important. One of the things I've been guilty of too is like, I'm that person that when I get on an airplane, I open my book. I need that quiet time. I get my best ideas there, but you don't know who you're sitting next to. And when I was doing my feature film and go to New York just to bring the screener to Miramax, I found out that it was a CEO of Sony Pictures that was sitting next to me on the plane.
Wow, great.
Afterward. And I did not talk to him because I had to have that time. So everything you want and need, this is probably the biggest thing I would share. Everything you need and want, and everyone you want to meet is really only 6 degrees of separation or less from you. And you're not going to find that if you have blinders on. And I've been guilty of having those blinders on. So it's like you get so focused that you're neglecting what's out and around you. So listen, and when the time is right, talk and find out. Don't be shy. Like David says, don't be shy about making your ask. Let people know what you need, because it's always shocking when people are so willing to help.
Well, this is such a great tip. And I feel like all of us, we are like super connectors. So wherever you go, always keep an eye out, like always make new connections. And I'm excited that you and I are connected now, and I can follow your journey. And I'm sure if you need any help, you can go to, for everybody, if you're not on Gather, which is our alumni platform, go to gatheralumni.org, or just go up here in our link in bio. We have a lot of alumni from all around the world. They all have this entrepreneurial mindset. They are either business owners themselves or have incredible projects. So if you want to connect with people in various areas who are very open, like you and I, right, to be like, hey, we're here to help. You know, we're all about collaborations. We're not in this game alone. We can only do it together. Make sure to sign up. Luanne will also, she told me she will also sign up for Gather. So if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to connect with her there. And we're going to obviously put all your, like your LinkedIn profile and the website and everything in the link in bio. Again, there's a special one for 2-minute drill. So people can find you, can connect with you, and, you know, we can create this amazing global community together.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Without further ado, thank you so much again. Congratulations on the J Impact Award. And I'm happy to see you the latest on like our revival Instagram live in like a year or so, right? But I hope we keep in touch in the middle as well.
Absolutely, Sarah. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And tune in next week, Thursday, for the next J Impact Award winner.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.